Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast here on YouTube. I've been wanting to do a CBG issue on here for a while because, I love my comic magazines. I love magazines like this. And I love doing these flip-throughs, but I was not expecting to do one of these. I was looking for the old tabloid newspaper size CBG because that's what I read as a kid. That was the one. Can I? I gotta have that. Okay, that works better. That's the one I was read as a kid because the old trip. I don't know how many people did this old trip back in the day on the Comic Buyers Guys. What it was a weekly? Was it weekly or bi-weekly tabloid comic thing magazine? And the trick was every year when they had the CBG awards, if you were if you not had a subscription, and you sent in votes, they would send you a free copy. And then after a while, you had to send a couple stamps for postage of whatever issue the awards got posted in. So but they only did it once or twice for your address, and they want you to subscribe. So my trick was I do it for my address and my grandparents and my other grandparents. I got that issue of CBG every year free for a long time. I don't know what happened to those. Matter of fact, through those, I learned what bootleg collector tapes were. It's in the back. And this was 80 something, 85, 86, somewhere around there. Ad after ad, people selling Green Hornet and the Adam West Batman TV show on VHS tape. Collector to collector, no rights implied. Well, this is after the weekly tabloid kind of died off, and they went to being a kind of monthly magazine. This is February 2007, which means it came out December 2006, and this is near the end of CBG. I remember seeing pictures of it when it looked like this. I never saw one in the store because by the time, honestly, most of the stores I went into, if they had more than one copy of Comic Buyer's Guide in the store, because usually the owner would always end up buying, because there's a lot of shop talk in there. One or two of the customers might order a copy. It was not a really popular magazine. And once you had Wizard and everything else, it definitely went down. Everybody wanted Wizard. Nobody gave a fuck about CBG. And I thought CBG was good. They put out, what was it? No, Overstreet put out Fan. I'll say they had one called Fan. That was Overstreet. Let's check that out. And $2. I paid $1 because it's half off. $6. It probably came with some trading cards. This is issue 1,625. So we got a Justice Society of America cover there. So we got Power Girl and Hour Man, and I don't know who that is. Dr. Midnight, Flash, Mr. Terrific. We got Stanley. Exclusive. Captain Comics spends 15 minutes with Stanley. And I've not read everything in this. I have flipped through it. Hold on. WonderCon 2007. I'd love to meet Alfie Austin and Sergio. And actually Phil Jimenez. Michael Turner would be cool to me because, now he's dead, but I'm never the hugest fan. Now, CBG started off, I remember it was an ad zine, people selling comics, and it became, letters and little articles, and it became, what it ended up being eventually. My lights. So you're going to see a lot of, comic gear stuff sold here, bags, boards. This is, Jeff Johns, a company take over to JSA. This is the start of Jeff Johns kind of getting too much power in DC. I'm one of the few that's not a big fan of Jeff Johns' work. Yeah, I know that. Trust me, I know it. Just when I catch shit for my views on Jim Lee and Grant Morrison, some of his biggest work, I'm like, really? You like that? These are always fun, these little quizzes. Let's see here. Number 1, and I can answer this one. I know this for a fact. I ain't even got to look over here. When All-Star Comics number 3 made its debut in winter 1940, it contained the first appearance of the JSA, Justice Society of America, the first comic book super team, the first intercompany crossover, all the above. It's all the above. Because half the heroes were national and half of them were the other company. I can't remember. That explains all of it. A lot of ads selling stuff. 15 with Stanley. I have not read this interview, but by 2007, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have read this then. I was in my fuck Stanley phase. Now I'm not as much fuck Stanley. I'm just more of, man, Stan, I wish you would have given Kirby the credit he deserved before he passed. Mine say, I ain't mad at Stan, but no broken down shack. Oh, the Guardian line. Look at that. I mean, look, you got Keith Giffen, Mike Barron, Norm Breyfogle, Howard Simpson. Okay. New York Comic Con, Kevin Smith, Joe Smith, George Perez, Stan Lee, Mark Silverstreet, J. Michael Straczynski. Well, you know, Stan and Perez would not be there anymore, and Smith would not. Let's see. J.G. Jones on Justice League. And now we're going to get to the newsprint paper, which is what I like. Okay, the blurbs. Let's see what we got here. Villain Straight Paperback. Brian Woodside exclusive deal with DC. Andy Diggle's taking over Hellblazer. Heroics going to start publishing like thick anthology style books. X-Men song. Who gives a shit? This was interesting. This was diamond sales by retailers. And we got our top 50 selling comics. And man, these numbers are not great. Number one, which is Civil War number 4, is 272,500. That's the number one seller, whereas if you went back, oh God, I mean, look at the numbers in the 90s boom, and they've never recovered to that. And like, there's no Image, it's all Marvel and DC in here. And then we got our market share. Marvel's got 49.4 units. DC's at 38.38. The Image is the biggest of the others, and they're at 2.89. I mean, Jesus. Comics of the Future stuff coming out soon. Archie stuff. And the difference a decade makes. And this is just basically exploring, these are like companies from the 90s, which I think by this okay, I know Caliber and Tops and Kitchen Sink are gone. London Knight's probably gone. Chaos is gone. Verotic is not really gone, but it's not really here anymore. Okay, here we go. He has 6 different Septembers. And wow. Okay. This is 6 different years. I'm just going to do the number one and the number one book, and then point out if there's any. This is the top 25 books for September of 96. I'm pointing out if there's any non-DC, non-Marvel. Okay, number one book for September 96 is Fantastic Four Volume 2, number 1. That would be the Jim Lee revamp, Heroes Reborn. 314,000 is that. And the only thing in this entire, from Image, we got Spawn 54 and Curse of Spawn number 1, which is sold about 160,000, 150,000. And then way down here, Death Blow Wolverine at 95,000. All right. This is every 2 years. This ain't even every year. Okay, 2 years later, 1998. Number 1 selling book is for Marvel. It is Uncanny X-Men 361. It sold 138,000, which would have put it at about 17th place the year before. 2 years before. And Image actually has Danger Girl 5, Spawn 78, and Battle Chasers 5 in the top 5 at a little over 100,000 each. And Image also has Darkness 18 at number 22 for 68,000, and Crimson number 5 at 64,000 at number 25. Okay, 2,000 is 2 years later. The number 1 book is Uncanny X-Men 386. So 2 years later, they got like 25 issues out. And sales have not really dropped horribly. It was 138 the time before. It's 111 this time. But, man. Midnight Nation's issue number 1 is 64,000. Is number 7 for Image. Number 8 is Spawn. 102 is 64. And there's a Spawn. Where was it? So it really hadn't moved. Spawn's almost dropped in half. Damn. Rising Stars 11. A Tomb Raider book. You notice that this indie stuff that's popping up for Image now is like creator stuff and then Spawn. All right, 2002. Number 1 book at 127,000, which is more than 2 years ago. It's Dreamwave Transformers Generation 1, number 6 from Dreamwave. Who the fuck remembers Dreamwave anymore? Then Marvel at 111 with Ultimates, number 8. I've read that. See, Dreamwave Transformers Armada got 96,000, number 9. Image got G.I. Joe number 10 at number 17 for 66. Battle of the Planets number 3 for 64 at 19. And that's it. Okay, 2004. Number 1 is Superman Batman number 12, DC 139,000. So sales are up here. Like, actually fairly well up, but still, that ain't great. And then we're going to drop all the way down to nothing from Image. Now, 2006, number 1 is Civil War. It's just, wow, man. The numbers there. Comic books that made a difference to me is Bo Smith. It's just books he grew up on, and like, I love Star Spangled War stories. I've gotten into the war comics in the last couple of years. I explained it in a video I think I did on my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, when I was a kid. About 1 weekend a month, I'd end up spending with him and my grandmother. And after church on Sundays, when we come back, she'd be getting lunch together, and he'd be like, "Oh, let's go down to the newsstand." We walk down to this local newsstand. He'd get him a paper, like a Biloxi paper, a New Orleans paper, and then he'd get you a couple comics. I give me like 2 or 3, Sometimes I could get 4, according to what he felt like. And he'd always grab, if there was a Sergeant Rock, he was grabbing that. If there was a Jack comic, he was grabbing that. They didn't have Jack comic or Sergeant Rock, he grabbed whatever Charlton War comic was laying around. Because he realized early on I didn't like Westerns, but I didn't mind war comics. So he would read them to me, and then once I got old enough where I was reading, I'd read them to him. So I got back into it recently. I enjoy them. Dynamo, Thunder Agents. Giving the Gifts of Comics. And this is a neat little review of some stuff that's out. This Jimmy Pauly, Justin Gray, Luke Ross book I want. I want to read some Dick Tracy. Rawhide Kid, I've heard, is not bad. It's got Kirby art, so it'd be one if I found it cheap. I mean, it's a master's work. Gojira. I actually have this, I think, thanks to Cody LL. Elvira, 162. Wow, I forgot she last long. Comic Spires Guide Reviews. Pick of the month. Star Wars Return of Tag and Blake Special Edition. Doctor Strange the Oath. Oh, did I read that? I got that Image as a poster. The Boys 1 through 3. Oh, only 2.5 stars. Huh. Miss Marvel, which I've never read that Miss Marvel series. American Splendor #1. This is the the DC run. Okay. An Eminem comic. Mission in Space #1. Jim Starlin, so that might be interesting. Spider-Man Family. Justly Cast. The Escapist. That's supposed to be really good. Loveless. Civil War Files. Don't Care. Remo Ant-Man. Darkness. City. Obligatory Fight Scene. 52 issues 1 through 26. Yosaki Yojimbo. Whatever happened to mini comics? I love mini comics. And they're talking about different ones than what I'm thinking. These are the little ones people made themselves. But I like the little ones you just get with toys and stuff. That's part of the reason I bought so many of them. WWE, He-Man inspired figures that came with mini comics. The Lone Ranger 1 through 2 by Dynamite gets good reviews. I mean, Ed Matthews and Sergio Corello. That's a writer and artist. Touch of Death. I like that cover. I knew that was Antarctic Press. Wings of the Luftwaffe. Antarctic Press did a lot of weird war books. I don't know what the fuck they put out. They did like weird kind of American manga stuff. Captain Canuck Legacy. Donnie Bling Bling Techno Pimp. Revenge of the Super Pimps. I wouldn't mind checking that out too. That might be good. Fair and Balanced Reviews. Okay. Archie. You talking about Archie? Everything's Archie. Jughead's here. I want this art of Dan DeCarlo. I went looking for this, yeah. I went looking for this the other day, and I'm like, oh, after I got this thing, I was like, oh, I want that. I love Dan DeCarlo's art. I was like, that would be interesting. And it's fanographic, so it'll look nice. I went looking, and man, they want way more than I'm willing to pay for a used copy of that. So, yeah, I want, unless I find it cheap. Any of these Peanuts volumes, I found them. I grab them for, $30 is a lot, but they're nice. I modestly blazed one of those. I've heard good stuff out. Never really read. Firefly, Don't Care About. I had a Pope John Paul II comic when I was a kid. Mom got it for me at church. Grimm Fairy Tales from Xenos. I've never read much of their stuff. They had like a Bell trade I found somewhere one time I ran. Like, it's one of those where it's not horrible. I see why it sells, but it's nothing I would really give a fuck about. Yeah. Helltown, Denny O'Neil, and James Dean. This is basically retelling the first, 6 issues roughly of the Question series from DC. It's so good. And it's kind of a bitch to find now. I don't know what it goes for now. I found my copy for about half cover price probably at a used bookstore. I was so happy to find it. Taking Super Robots out for a spin. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Another one of those. I have watched it and I like weird stuff. I like stuff where I got kind of fake to figure out. They don't really explain it to me. I didn't like Evangelion. I love Twin Peaks. I think it's one of the best shows ever. Evangelion. I did not like it. I like Tetsuo the Iron Man. I didn't like Evangelion. Hong Kong Food, the complete series. Oh shit! I gotta get that. I love Hong Kong Food. Weird Al, #1 super guy. Hong Kong. I don't know what the Mopey Awards is. 2006 Mopies. I have to read this. Or I've not read everything in here. This is a very, very thick comic magazine. Super Lois Revealed. Obligatory fight scene. Spider-Man 121 and 122. Hey. Atlas, Jan of the Jungle. Cure and Tarzan Zane. Is that? That art, I mean, is that Gil Kane? Or like Ramita, maybe? Fuck. Who's the artist? Tell me the artist. Sid Shores, Don Heck. Don Heck. That might be Don Heck then. Yeah, I'm betting. Because I'm looking at it going, I know that art. That's got to be Don Heck then. Because the other names, I don't really know them. I mean, I like Sid Shores. I know who that is, but I don't know. Oh, no. Bill Everett's on covers. Bill Everett. Uncredited. Vince Coletta, now Williamson. Joe Mansley. I don't know. I saw it's cool looking art. Top 10 favorite covers. And we're going to get some fucking glare. Pull it over. Ooh, look at that glare go bye-bye. Then I got to move it again. These old Journey into Mysteries and these old horror anthologies, I'll grab them if I find the issues cheap. It's a cool looking. Oh, make your own movie thing, huh? It's like a stop motion. Okay, that's kind of cool. Stop motion filmmaker thing. The plush Spike puppet. No, it's gaming. So Hero Clicks is one of those where I never got into it. I don't know if it's still out or not. I know it got huge for a while. Comic Market Report and don't care. Mommy, where do comic sales come from? Oh, bad. Oh, just different titles are worth a little bit. And Nita Blake, I think that is just dead now. Well, hey, they're $3 a piece, and now they're $5. The Battlestar Galactica, Highlander, and Lone Ranger issue ones from Dynamite. This is okay, look, Mouse Guard. I remember how hot this book was for like a short while. Now I ain't heard shit about it forever. There's wasn't there even like Mice Templar, like some kind of rip-off book? And then, boom, you hear nobody talking about it. Like, it disappeared. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was about indie sales. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's see here. Zoom Suit #1, 441,500 total copies produced. Not bad for a comic book from a non-top 10 publisher. 20,000 copies sold to Diamond via reorders via... Oh, God, look at the sales just drop. I have a couple of issues. I don't remember being good. Exclusive Marvel. This is okay. Listen to this. Avengers and X-Men Time Trouble is the third Marvel's military exclusive comic series produced for the Army and Air Force Exchange Service. Written by Robert Kirkman, new story features a host of different Marvel characters. It is full of Marvel continuity information. Readers will not possess to read this book. Kirkman makes no mention of when the story takes place. Said it is not a what-if story that apparently fits in normal Marvel continuity. I know nothing. I've never heard of this shit. Without requiring a spoiler warning, I can tell you one important fact for all continuity buffs and Marvel fans to be excited about. The story features a previously unseen first meeting between the new Avengers and Astonishing X-Men. Like, I never heard of this shit, and now I want to know more about it. Okay, this is going to be our price guide. I don't know how accurate the prices are because I don't know what to look at. You know, I'm like, okay, what books? You know, I don't. Was it $225 for publisher? Okay, $120. Let's do what I always do at price guide. Let's look at like, what was it? Miracle Man #1, G.I. Joe #1. And like Transformers #1, the last issue of Star Wars. Did they even have? Will they even have those in there? They probably will. They got Charlton Dudley Do Right. They're gonna have it in here. There's Doom Patrol. Okay, that's wow. Oh, okay. I was looking at the price. I was like, that's fair. And I thought, no, that's not. Then I realized, yeah, that is. There's a bunch of man. They got a lot of Charlton shit in here. They might actually. Holy shit, they might actually list what I'm looking for. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe from Marvel. Oh, okay. #1's $14. $16 for last issue. Okay, yeah, they've already picked up on that as low circulation. Kid Eternity. Oh, that ain't the Kid Eternity. I was looking at the Kid Eternity. Not the Vertigo one, not the old one. Okay. Miracle Man #1 is $10. 15 is 20 something. Yeah, the prices are already starting to get up there. I mean, look, what about $8 is probably the cheapest, and that's like some of the shitty issues or ones where it's kind of easy to find copies of. And then what was the other one? Transformers. Sugar and Spike. I got the reprint, not reprint last issue. Transformers. More than meets the eye. $18 for last issue. I got some near the end, but not last. Okay, what was the other one I was looking for? Star Wars. Shit, I went too far. Star Wars. Ooh. Star Trek. Star Wars. $25 for that last issue. Okay. And we got cards. I don't. Mid-Ohio Con moving. A lot of con information. I don't see. It didn't have like the letters page. That was like CBG was known for the letters page, like creators writing like all the shit where Eric Larson was bitching about stuff. And it was okay. Here we go. This is what CBG was known for back in my day. All the crazy ass these classifieds. Man, you'd find all kinds of stuff in here. There was always, and I don't remember if it was CBG or another one. There was always somebody advertising they would trade like porn for comics, and I'm sure there's a pile of underage kids, you know, oh yeah, I'll do that. How do you take care of your comics? But they had like Eric Larson was writing in bitching about stuff under name withheld. I don't see. Here's the letters. Okay, Gary Donner, Nelson Jimenez. Yeah, see, these are and they'd have responses, but none of these are like people I recognize. Yeah, and then by the time people were actually like emailing in. When I was reading it, like you had to write the damn letter. And Peter David had his column in here, but I digress. Yeah, this was not. I'd rather have the tabloid. This was neat to find though, because I forgot about. I legit had forgot it went to this form, and when I found, like, oh yeah, I completely forgot they did that. And this one you can tell it's got some water or humidity damage because these pages are. What makes a hero hero? Oh, this is the Peter David Collins by Digress. Peter David talking about the feedback. Dork Tower. Did he ever actually get his comment? Feedback? And smart options, and that's the end. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Wow, I went forever on that. I'm out, everybody. Laters.